As we enter the new year, experts have made a series of projections for the housing market in 2023. The past few years have seen great upheaval in the United States housing market, a period of instability sparked by the COVID-19 pandemic in early 2020. At first, the economic shutdown left interest rates, and therefore mortgage rates, on the floor. However, to address sustained high inflation during 2022, the Federal Reserve instituted a number of interest rate hikes, making borrowing especially expensive. Welcome to this investment channel. Watch the full video to know more about housing investment. What is the definition of the housing market? The housing market, also known as the real estate market, brings together different stakeholders, which are the homeowners who are selling their properties, the renters, the real estate investors who buy and sell properties solely for investment purposes, the contractors, the renovators, and the real estate brokers who act as facilitators in the process of buying or selling a property. The main determinants of demand in the housing market are related to demographic factors. However, factors such as income, availability of credit, and consumer preferences are also important. Demographic factors include the size of the market because the more consumers, the higher the demand, as well as the rate of marriages, divorces, and deaths, which provide an idea of population growth. Sales will likely be down in 2023. Instability has been the characterizing trend of the past few years, and one that is rarely a recipe for economic strength. The housing market has broadly favored the seller in recent years, but this could change in 2023 with experts expecting homes to stay on the market for longer before a buyer is found. Danielle Hale, the chief economist at Realtor, believes that the total number of sales could be down this year due to the changeable mortgage conditions making agreements more difficult. Hale said, "We expect home sales to be dramatically lower, down 14.1% compared to 2022 as both buyers and sellers pull back from a housing market an economy in transition. Millennials may make their leap into the housing market. While overall sales could well be down this year, certain groups may decide that this is the right time to make the plunge. The general churn of the housing market will continue for those who feel the need to buy or sell, and first-time buyers will be eager to get on the housing ladder after a turbulent few years." Nick Bailey, president and CEO of real estate agents RE/MAX, said he expects extreme demand in places this year, and that the millennial home buyers, who make up a huge demographic, are primed to make their move. He cites a survey carried out by his firm which found that 79% of millennials plan to buy a home or condo in the next few years. Improvement, but not recovery. What is beyond question is that the economy has been rocked in recent years by the pandemic and related measures. Any predictions are made against a general trend of instability in the housing market. In 2022, the Federal Reserve was forced to impose a number of interest rate hikes in a bid to get rampant inflation under control. This made borrowing expensive and disincentivized buyers. However, according to Redfin's deputy chief economist Taylor Marr, there may be signs that conditions are gradually improving. He said, "Slowing inflation and the hope of the Fed easing rate hikes in the new year are likely to bring mortgage rates down further, and thereby improve home buying demand. But don't call it a comeback or even a recovery yet. Demand is still way down from its peak." Surging mortgage rates have put some much-needed pressure on the housing market in recent months after home prices hit record highs across the nation. But as mortgage rates have begun to decline in recent weeks, many economists are mixed about whether home prices will continue their slow decline through 2023 or crash. The nation's overall housing supply remains limited, as those who purchased homes in recent years at extremely low mortgage rates are staying put. This tight inventory has kept prices from seeing deeper declines, making homes still unaffordable for many, especially first-time home buyers. Even though home prices remain high year over year, they're not as eye-popping as they were earlier this year. How far home prices dip in 2023 will likely depend on where mortgage rates go. Where the housing market is headed in 2023, many housing insiders warn buyers against trying to time the market as the economy wades through its current period of uncertainty. Housing experts maintain a watchful eye on the economy, which is still being pulled in all directions by stubbornly high inflation, steep interest rates, and ongoing geopolitical uncertainties, to name a few. After a couple of red-hot years for the housing market, there are indicators a correction is underway, but it's been slow going. Mortgage rates are still more than double what they were the first week of 2022, and home prices are more than 6% higher than a year ago, making it harder for would-be buyers to access affordable housing. The median existing home sales price was $379,100 in October, up 6.6% from a year ago but down from the record high of $413,800 in June, according to the National Association of Realtors. Still, the higher housing costs have taken a toll on home shoppers as mortgage applications are at their lowest level in 25 years, according to the Mortgage Bankers Association. Total existing home sales dropped 5.9% from September to October, marking the ninth consecutive month month of declining sales as home shoppers were squeezed out of qualifying for a mortgage, said Lawrence Yun, NAR's chief economist, in the report. Housing inventory forecast for 2023. Low housing inventory has been a challenge since the 2008 housing crash when the construction of new homes plummeted. It has never fully recovered. Housing supply that remains near historic lows has held up demand compared to other downturns, consequently sustaining higher home prices. Inventory levels are still tight, which is why some homes for sale are still receiving multiple offers, Yun said. At the current sales pace, inventory is at a 3.3-month supply, according to NAR. Should I buy a home now or wait? Buying a house, in any market, is a highly personal decision. Because homes represent the largest single purchase most people will make in their lifetime, it's crucial to be in a solid financial position before diving in. Use a mortgage calculator to estimate your monthly housing costs based on your down payment and interest rate. Trying to predict what might happen next year is not the best home buying strategy. Buyers sitting on the sidelines today in anticipation of lower prices tomorrow may end up disappointed, says Neda Navab, president at Compass. Navab expects home prices in some expensive markets and other areas that saw substantial price gains over the past few years may decrease somewhat, but she doesn't expect a widespread, national price decline like that of the 2008 financial crash. So, instead of waiting for much lower prices, buy a home based on your budget and needs. If you find a home you love in an area you love, and it also fits your budget, then chances are it might be right for you. However, if you make too many sacrifices just to get a house, you may end up with buyer's remorse and an expensive albatross you might have to offload. Subscribe to our channel to keep up with new content. Your subscription, support, and feedback are much appreciated.